Opponent's playing Thanos. Sure.
Snap.
They had no stones in their Thanos opener. I'm a snap. Really enjoyed the 2099 deck you played yesterday. Yeah, after we try through a few new ideas, we'll probably run that one back today at some point.
Spiderman here.
Is there any upside to not having priority in this deck? Yeah, not having priority lets us play Titania on the last turn without getting into trouble. Oh, both Spider-Men ending up in the center is not ideal. Professor X this turn, yeah, maybe.
Opponent snapped.
Ellie, I think. But I got lucky and drew the time stone.
Escaped.
I had someone complaining in my YouTube comments last season or the season before about how they accidentally picked the wrong avatar for Infinite Conquest. I was just like, listen, bud, if you messed that up, that is firmly on you. Marvel Snap's got some interface issues, but that is decidedly not one of them. You can't control where Martyr goes, gamers. This Martyr is not playable in this deck. Possible to construct a deck so it's difficult to interact with. Yeah, I mean, you just described decks that already exist and are good. Martyr is only playable in decks that are filling 2 or more lanes, gamers. This deck is not one of those. It'd be better to not Enchantress the Soulstone. Well, there's 2 Xandars. I'm not gonna get to play Cerebro this game. Number one thing you gotta understand about decks like this, or Cerebro decks like this one, is there's a lot of games where you're just not a Cerebro deck. Although this is one where we might be, I guess. I guess we do this. How does Martyr interact with Captain Marvel? It depends on the order they've played. End of game effects happen in the order you put them on the board.
Snap.
Ah, Boomer Snap them. Feels like we're in a good spot. I don't have a lot of tempo on the board. You know, I could have maybe gone like Cerebro Titania here. Or maybe like Cerebro here. Well, I guess Cerebro ends up here regardless, right? Okay, that's actually hilarious and perfect. Got him. Fucking got him. Cubes. Sorry, there were some silly questions in chat. Is Sarah controlled outplaying Ghost? I mean, I don't think anybody knows the answer to what's optimal yet, Taylor, but yeah, that's like the default stock good deck that it could likely be good in. I was looking at Twitch costs this morning, and for 1,200 viewers, for the 1,200 viewers you get for 8 hours of streaming, it costs Twitch $900 per stream at 1080p. I mean, that number is not real life. Like, when Twitch, that's why the whole Twitch is operating at a loss and needs to be profitable is like super muddy. Because the thing you need to understand about Twitch profitability numbers and stuff like that is that Twitch is paying those server costs to Amazon. It's hosted on AWS. So it's like, okay, sure. Technically, they could be selling some of those CPU cycles to someone else. That's technically true. But also, like, not all of them would be sold. It's moving money from one pocket into the other. It's not the same thing as being free, but it's also definitely not the same thing as we're paying this amount. It's like the TLDR.
Opponent snapped.
I believe it. These locations suck gross.
Escaped.
Alright, gamers. How long have you been following my stream for? Dr. MF has been following this stream for 5 months. And maybe you haven't been paying attention for the last 5 months. But I don't know what type of stream you walked into that you think you could come in and give some kind of incel Twitch chat complainer like the problem on this platform is women creating content. I promise you that when push comes to shove and you look at all the actual metrics on Twitch.tv, Twitch.tv, like many industries, is an incredibly male-dominated industry. You want an easy show of this? Go back and look at the Twitch salary leaks that happened a few years ago at this point and count how many female creators or non-male, non-binary creators are in the top 100 or 500 revenue earners. It's an absolute sausage fest. It's almost all men. And this idea that the female content creators are the problem is 100% perpetrated by the fact that men who are struggling to find success want a fucking cop-out other than their content's not good. It's easier to blame women for their shortcomings than it is to be like, oh, maybe I need to do better, or maybe there's something outside my control that I could improve. Decision DM, thank you for the primer, appreciate the support. And Dreaded Fisher, thanks for the sub gift. It's very generous of you.
Opponent snapped.
I want to use my energy this turn, but I also feel like I probably want to save Enchantress to tag a... I'm going to save for the snap. I kind of want to use Enchantress to tag a Soulstone, potentially. Mixed feelings on the OTA. People think Ghost and Spider-Man got nerfed. All I have to say, chat, and I've talked about this a lot, but people saying that those cards got nerfed is what I always call a great example of showing you who you should be listening to takes from and who you shouldn't. Anybody that tells you a 1-2 going to a 3-5 is a downgrade, or a 4-6 going to a 5-9 is a downgrade. That's them shouting for everybody that will listen. They don't understand power to cost dynamics in Marvel Snap at a fundamental level. Twitch doesn't send me notifications. So fun cheaty thing you can do. Wait, does this still lockjaw even though the card goes back to their hand? Well, that's fucked up. I thought, I knew it works with Death's Domain. I didn't realize it works with Loose Bar. That's messed up. The Hulkbuster change is the textbook definition of a side grade. It is a situational change that is better in some spots and worse in some others. Does this cost me 1 still? Oh, it does! I don't know if that's a bug, but we'll take it. Fuck this guy in particular. So, what does the Hulkbuster change do in the context of... What does the Hulkbuster change do in the context of the Destroy deck? In my theory-crafted opinion, I would wager that the Hulkbuster change raises the floor of that deck, makes its average draw be a bit better, while simultaneously lowering the ceiling, making its biggest draws a little bit smaller. Shout out to my opponent who stayed in the game every single time I boomer snapped them on 8, on 6.
Victory.
And got casseroled the second time through. This is why so many people boomer snap, by the way. And I was only boomer snapping because people stay after they leech you way too much. This is also another good example of a game of, like, people always ask when I play Cerebro 5 versus, like, Jeff, how do you deal with the location variants or stuff like that? This deck is just literally not a Cerebro deck in a lot of the games. Like, sometimes you play this out and then it adds, like, I don't know, 6 to 10 power to the board. But that's also why it doesn't play Mystique, right? Like, it doesn't play Mystique because, you're not a Cerebro deck in a lot of the games. Yeah, it's like this mid-tier, slightly disruptive deck that puts reasonable numbers into play. And if you think about it, you look at our cards are like way above rate on average compared to Marvel Snap stuff, right? Like we're getting 2 5s and 3 5s and 1 5s and 6 15s. Like just on pure rate alone, our cards are bigger than a lot of what other people are doing. Cerebro 5 really wants a 1-point Iron Life. No joke. That could realistically put this deck over the top. If Miss Marvel was still 5 power, you could probably play Mystique. Maybe, even when the deck had Miss Marvel, I still really wasn't a Mystique fan in here, if I'm being honest. It's like less bad with Miss Marvel, but I think it still probably wasn't good. I think there is a very significant chance that Spider-Man 2099 is still a bad Marvel Snap card even after its change. I also think, while that is likely true, I would wager that it's still better than it previously was. 2099 doesn't work with Cloak as a major downgrade. I disagree. As someone who spent probably more time than you playing with really terrible Marvel Snap cards like Spider-Man 2099, not working with Cloak is really not a big deal. And I'll pull one of these out of here before they play their destroy card here. I don't think I can snap them though, because Bar Sinister is a pretty good location for destroy. Oh, rip, they're killmongering us. And Maine, thank you for the 80-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yeah. Honestly, I probably should have retreated when the Yondu flipped up for the first time before it started killing my cards.
Escape.
To see my deck. It's one of the 800 locations that favor the destroy deck. Yes, Hell card that we're going to be playing later is a sponsored segment. That's why there's hashtag ad at the end of the stream title. Today's stream is sponsored, gamers, by a sweet deck building roguelike game. And one of the things this one does is actually something I've been hoping Marvel Snap would consider doing for a little bit. It's a cooperative game. You can play with your friends, which is sweet. It's not something we typically see in that genre. Spellslinger, thank you for the 5 years of support. Welcome back. For the lonely people, you can also play Hellcard by yourself. Or for those of you that have friends, that's an option.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
They're playing Magic. Interesting. Alright, so I was going to Doctor Doom, but I think with there being a turn 7 this game, I wanna Dr. Octopus. What did their Yondu kill? Killed Titania? That's whatever. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Yogmoth. Welcome back. They're a Zolan all deck. Sure, most of the destroy decks are Zolan all decks. They're a Shang-Chi deck. It's good to know. They got Thanos from both Great Portals. Holy! Woo! Doggy! I-O! Let's go! I-O! Let's go! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Beep, 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 beep. What happened? I Dr. Octopus them, and then they played Destroyer. The Dr. Octopus was looking not great for me. And then they played Destroyer. Death? I'm trying to think, what other card are they playing here if they're staying while deathlocking their own thing?
Victory.
Nimrod must be the last card, right? Nimzola or Nimrod. Could be either of those two. Not a great set of locations for us gamers. They also haven't shown us Venom or Carnage yet. Yeah, no Venom or Carnage yet. It's a great call out, actually.
Enough said, bub.
Thanks for the 12 bucks. Welcome back. Get you a sword to go with that shield. Appreciate the entire year of support. Cerebro's greatest weakness location. I mean, to be fair, it's worth noting that these locations weren't so much bad for us as they were good for them. Like, we can play through a sewer system, no problem, but Throne Room is just so favorable for their null deck. Yeah, no Venom destroys it. I wonder if they're a newer player. Yondu typically implies a little bit less experience. What's the nonsense about my Prime ending, but I can't use it yet? Yeah, it doesn't, like, it lapses before it comes up, which is real silly. Yeah, it has to line up to the minute to renew, but it falls off before that point. Thank you for the over 2.5 years. Welcome back. Man, Cuddlun means I can't do this if I want to keep my Cerebro bonus. How big can I get a Nexus if I draw Cerebro? It would be 13 times 4? It's 52. I'll stay. Ooh!
Friendly neighborhood Spiderman here.
So Spider-Man on Bar Sinister gives me 5 spiders, chat.
Friendly
Because
neighborhood
he jumps out and then
Spider-Man
4 fill.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Alright, Cerebro, please dodge Yondu. 5 Spider-Mans, I think I saw that movie, yep. Oh god, how big is Null? They've killed 3 5-powered Deathlocks. That's 15. They killed 3 2-power cartages. That's 21. He's currently 21. Were they 4-power? Oh, 2 were 4-power. Yeah, 25. All right, how big? Big. Big. Big, big. All right, so 17 times 3 is 51. I believe we have lost. Very, very big. Low triple digits. We probably shouldn't have bled a second cube in that game. We probably should have lost or left. Honestly, I could have stayed that game if I would have simply played Ghost and then left space. The mistake was playing the Spider-Man. I could have played Ghost and held Enchantress right for the null, is what I actually should have done. Be reflective for a moment. I mean, I'm unlucky and destroys unfair, and they should nerf it again.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
If they keep having Killmonger when I separate their Deadpool Nova. It's annoying and sad. Deathlocking middle? If I play the Jhin out, Doombot here, Doombot here. If I play the Jhin out here, Doombot here, Doombot here, and then I have 1, 2, 3 spaces open. I play these 3 next turn. If I had Cerebro, I'd snap here, but I think without Cerebro, I have to wait. Yeah, I'm aware Strange Academies is gonna move stuff. I'm counting how many open spaces I have, if it's worth, in general, if it's worth playing the Jhin, because will I be able to fit a 3rd card on the board? The answer is yes. I have space to put a 3rd card on the board, so I want energy from the Jhin. It could have been right to like Jhin here or here to put more 5s into these locations though. Or like maybe I want 4 or 5s here. Cerebro! Cerebro!
Opponent
Nailed it. I think I'm willing to make this the game, chat. I think I'm A-okay with that. It's also worth noting that Ghost here is making it so I can play Titania, which is ideal. That is. People are asking, why is Ghost in the deck? Ghost is in the deck so you could not have priority to end on Titania on turn 6. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got 'em. Yes, Ghost can also be a tool for Enchantress, is noteworthy, but the initial draw to her was get to play this. Alright, chat, you know what they say, a spoonful of capitalism helps the economy go down. Let's go ahead and do some adverts. We'll see you in 120 seconds for round 3 of Infinite Conquest with our Cerebro 5 cook. Thanks for hanging out, don't go anywhere. Have you done the math to figure out how much day collection complete is now? I have not. YouTube gamers, there's almost 300 of you over there, but only 60 like button pressers so far. Can we pump those numbers up? I appreciate it. How good did my last economy video do? Was the juice worth the squeeze? Those videos are a lot of work to do. Is it this one? Got like an average amount of views. This was also before I had an editor though, right? So all the visuals are bad. Yeah. Lockhart, thanks for the prime, I appreciate it. What was the have you done the math question? On the average estimated dollar amount to stay collection complete. The other thing is, like, even when I do those estimated dollar amounts, they're always high-end ballparks. Because I typically like to make assumptions about not being exceptionally lucky or below average to make them realistic. And I usually lean on the low side of assuming what bundles are going to be worth. I don't even know if they're all that useful. And they're a good bit of work for just an average performing video, so I don't know that I'm going to do that anymore.
Oh, snap.
Lockhart, thank you for that brand new Prime support. There's a ton of people out there you can send that to every month. They can send it this way. K Sharkman, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. There's nothing I'll estimate when you will get collection complete based on collection level. You could do an estimate for Series 3 complete. Is that what you're asking? Because you'll technically never be Series 4 and 5 complete without spending. But Series 3 complete, you get two, or you get, I think it's 3 Series 3 cards per 120 levels now. Is that right? It's three Series 3 per 120 levels. We talked about the new Prime sub-payout model. Yes, the cuts to Twitch Prime go into effect June 3rd, and they will reduce every creator's Prime income by a minimum of 10%. But likely it'll reduce creator income by a bit more than that because there's a number of Prime subs that are getting reduced by a lot more than 10%. I will likely end up being one of the more fortunate creators because my audience is largely US and Canada based. Which means that, I'm only gonna get a 10% reduction on a lot of my Prime subs. Other creators, I bet non-English creators who have audiences outside the US, they're gonna get hit the hardest. Any discussion why sub-regions got hit harder? It's purely a person punching numbers into a spreadsheet thing. The updated pricing for the Prime cuts is based on how much people pay for Prime in their given country of origin. Places where Prime costs you less money to purchase, Prime will now be worth less support. Thanks, so big. I was gonna keep banning Silk around and keep Miles being cheap. I think Brazil's actually my highest non-US, non-Canada location I get subs from. I actually don't know what it's gonna be from there. I should look that up. Brazil. Yeah, like the Brazil one is gonna go from $2.50 down to 60 cents. It is an incredible drop-off for people from those regions. Am I finally playing this? They could Zola here, yeah. Yes, I'm Cerebroing middle because I don't expect them to null their Venom path. That's exactly correct. We want to draw Medusa here so we can play 3 cards out. Rip Polaris. Why do they have priorities? I have Ghost in play, chat. Do I do this? They're most likely to null here. Hey-oh! Can we pour one out for Ghost, gamers? It's only for 2 cubes. It's free real estate, chat. The biggest takeaway, to say one more thing on the Prime sub nerf, is that the only 3 regions that are getting reduced by 20, the only 3 regions that are getting reduced by 10% are Canada, Puerto Rico, and the United States. Every other region is getting reduced by more than that. In fact, the only other region that will still pay more than $2 for a Prime sub is Australia. They're going down to $2.15 instead of $2.50. Yes, to the people talking about, oh, why are they doing this? From a business standpoint, Twitch Prime didn't make sense the way they were paying out on this platform. It's just the blunt truth of it. It did not make sense for them to be paying out as much as they did. Yeah, genuinely, I was happy that the change to Prime was, okay, we're cutting it by a percentage, not okay, we're getting rid of it. Because okay, we're getting rid of it is the one I've been expecting for a while. We talked about this earlier. It bears repeating because people are repeating the corporate lingo bullshit. Like, let's call a spade on all sides. Saying that Twitch isn't profitable is not clear cut and dry because one of Twitch's biggest expenditures is server space, and they pay Amazon for those CPU cycles. So their literal biggest cost is taking dollars from one pocket and putting it into another. So like, yeah, technically they're not profitable, but also like, come on. All right, do I think I need a third thing over here? Ghost is again looking good here, letting us go second. We're gonna get to pull Deadpool or something into here. Honestly, if I'm pulling another thing into here, they're snapping me. They don't have any extra energy. They get to make a single play here. Didn't play. I have Ghost right here, chat. Like my actual Ghost. I think it's this, and I think I might snap them back. I'm gonna play full for here just in case they put something big here. Like, I think this spread's in place for all three really efficiently. Oh, come on! Damn! Oh, that sucks. My original play won it. That's a tough break. We would have been 15 to 15, and we would have been 30 to 8 here. We also could have won the coin flip. We lost the 50-50 on Wolverine, but I also would have won 100% of the time regardless of the flip if I had taken my original line. All right, I mean, honestly, we played a bunch of really good, sweet games with this, and Ghost was genuinely useful and impressive in a number of spots. Between Titania and Enchantress and Silk, I really, really liked what this deck had going on. Seems like a fun mixture of cards you can play some reasonable games of Marvel Snap with. Our variant and split is also stellar here, yes.